Alright, so we all know Diddy, right? Our favorite 90s rapper. But what if I tell you this guy's a genius when it comes to business? Today I'm gonna tell you about each investment that helped his net worth go from zero to just shy of $1 billion. And stick to the end of the video where I'm gonna tell you what you can take away from his story. So let's get on right with it. Diddy was born on November 4th, 1970 in New York City, Harlem. His father was murdered when he was only 3. 9 years later, his family moved to suburban Mount Vernon in New York, where Combs attended his prep school and supposedly received his nickname Puffy for the habit of puffing up his chest during football practice. He attended Howard University in Washington, D.C., but he had left college after 2 years to become an intern at Uptown Records in New York City. Within a year, he had moved up to vice president. In December, though, in 1991, 9 people were crushed to death and 29 were injured as crowds pushed their way into a charity basketball game, which Diddy had promoted in the city college. In 1993, he was fired from Uptown Records. However, at the age of 24, Diddy started his own production company called Bad Boy Entertainment. He had the hottest lineup battalion working with people at the altitudes of Mariah Carey and Biggie Smalls. Biggie's debut quickly went multi-platinum, skyrocketed both himself and the label to fame. However, after Biggie's death in 1997, the label started declining. Despite the label not having a face anymore after Biggie's death, in later years the label experienced a modest revival in 2005 when they signed young Jock Cassie and Danny Kane. Throughout the 2010s, the label had moderate success signing musicians such as French Montana and Machine Gun Kelly. Diddy did not just limit his investments to the music industry. One of the lost industries you would expect a 90s rappers to be in would be the upcoming esport industry. But behold, Diddy is there too. He invested tens of millions of dollars in Play Versus, which plans to bring esports on a level of football or basketball in high schools, where children can play and earn scholarships to college based on their performance. The company was founded by an under 30 businessman named Delane Purnell. Diddy seems to love the beverage industry, having made several investments in it, the most famous one being his partnership with spirit maker Diego plc to promote the company's Ciroc vodka in the US in return for 50% control over the brand. Today, Ciroc is popularly recognized as one of the most premium vodka brands. From the 9 Figures franchise that Ciroc had become, Diddy went to create the DeLon Tequila in 2014, still in partnership with Diego. It was a moderate success, but it was nothing like Ciroc. In 2018, Diddy heavily invested in a zero-calorie sports drink brand called Aqua Hydrate to rival Gatorade and Powerade. Over the years, Diddy is said to have invested over $20 million in the brand, alongside with Mark Wahlberg. Arguably though, Diddy's most influential investment was his own fashion label called Sean John. It made its fashion debut as a men's sportswear collection in 1998. After its massive success in its early years, the brand has absorbed several other fashion lines, including Zac Posen and Liz Claiborne. In 2004, Diddy for Sean John was honored by the Council of Fashion Designers of America as Menswear Designer of the Year. How could Diddy have one of the most diverse portfolios in the rap industry and forget real estate? He bought an entire apartment building on Manhattan's Park Avenue. He purchased the building for just about $12 million. Later, he sold it to a real estate developing company called Iron in 2004 for $14.3 million. A neat $2 million profit out of thin air, right? Not bad. However, the building was again recently sold in 2018 for about $29 million, which not only dwarfed Diddy's $2 million profit, but he also probably regretted his decision. Nonetheless, he bought another apartment in Park Imperial in 2005 for just over $3 million. When he tried to sell it in 2012, he had little luck getting his expected sell. However, he kept it for a little longer and successfully sold it in 2017 for just under $6 million, nearly doubling his initial investment. Even better, the buyer paid Diddy in full cash. Alright, so let's bring it back to you. What can you take away from this video? The thing I want you to learn is not to put all your eggs in one basket. When you think about it, this is the true essence of investments or passive income. Just in case one fails, you have the others to support your lifestyle. Diddy has got this down great. He knew to be a billionaire, the music industry wasn't enough. So he dipped his toes into other industries like the beverage industry with Ciroc, the esports industry with Playverses, and the fashion industry with his own brand, Sean John. Clearly, diversifying his portfolio has paid off in a great way. He might not be the first rap billionaire like he said he would be, but he clearly is in a league of his own. While the average rapper has a net worth of over 10 to 30 million dollars, Diddy is sitting at a cool 750 million dollars. So, I suggest taking Diddy's example and diversifying your portfolio. You won't regret it.